All right, y'all, today I'm gonna be talking about the Spro Rockcrawler. This bait right here has kind of taken over what used to be like the wiggle wart. This is like the modern version of that. And this bait has been out for a little while, but it is one of my favorites in the wintertime. And you can tell behind me, we've had a massive winter storm come through the southeast. So normally I don't get snow, so we got a ton of snow behind me. But I'm gonna be talking about my two setups where I throw the Spro Rockcrawler. So for the first one, I'm gonna talk about the smaller version of the Rockcrawler because there's two sizes that I'll throw. So that first size that you'll see right here, and I actually caught a 12-pounder on this setup. This is just that Rockcrawler 50 DD. So on the package, it'll say this thing runs about 8 to 12 foot. I throw mine on 10-pound line. So 10-pound fluorocarbon is key, because like I said, on the package right here, it shows you, or it tells you somewhere on the back, or right there on the front, it says 8 to 12 foot. So I throw mine on 10-pound fluorocarbon because I feel like I can get it down to, 12 and a half, 13, maybe 13 and a half on a long cast. So for that smaller size, the 50, I'm throwing that on 10-pound fluorocarbon. And then I have a 7-foot medium moderate cranking rod. A lot of the times I'll use rods that are just like, for my smaller crankbaits, just a medium action rod. But on this wiggle wart, because I'm throwing it in the wintertime around rock and stuff, I really like that medium moderate. So it's a true crankbait rod. It's, got that action and the blank of a cranking rod. It loads up really, really, really well. In this cold weather, you don't want to really yank it away from them. Just kind of lean into them when you feel them. So like I said, for the 50 size, I'm throwing that 7-foot medium moderate. This right here has actually got a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. Honestly, I could probably go down to like a 6-to-1 or a 6-to-5, but I just so happen to be throwing that on a 7-to-1 gear ratio. But like I said, the 50 size, so the smaller version, 7-foot medium moderate rod, and then 10-pound fluorocarbon. I think that 10-pound fluoro is key. And like I said, I'll pop a picture up right now. I caught a 12-pound bass on this exact same setup, same bait and everything. So I promise you can catch a 12-pounder on 10-pound line. Up next is the bigger model. So this is the one that came out originally, I believe. This is the Rockcrawler 55. This one it'll run, I think on the packet it says 11 to 14 or 12 to 14 or something like that. So this bait will run a little bit deeper. So the same thing, 10-pound fluorocarbon is key. And then on this one, I've actually got a 7'4" medium moderate. So this is a lot bigger rod. I'll even throw like a 6XD and 8XD on this rod in the summertime, but in the winter, I throw my Rockcrawler on it. And this reel right here is a winch right here. I'm sorry, this is a winch reel. It's actually, let me see if I can find it so I don't lie to you. It is a 5 to 4 to 1. So a 5 to 4 to 1 gear ratio. So I can sit here and just wind and wind and wind, and it's just taking up a lot less line compared to like a 6 to 8 or a 7 to 1. So like I said, same bait, just a little bit bigger, the 55. It'll run a little bit deeper, 10-pound fluorocarbon, a winch reel, so 5 to 1, and then a 7'4" medium moderate. Same idea here. I like this rod that'll really load up, because if I make a long cast and it gets it early on, or if it's really short to the boat, I want a real limber rod. That way I can load up and I don't pull the bait away from them. So right here, like I said, here's my two setups for that Spro Rockcrawler. This is a fantastic bait to be throwing right now. If I was going fishing tomorrow, I promise, if I was trying to cover some water, I would find a little bit of stained water. That's why I've got that red, a little bit of stained water. Crank this. I'd probably start with the shallow one, go to the deep one, kind of mix them up, maybe change up my colors. But that Spro Rockcrawler is a fantastic bait to throw in the wintertime. I start throwing it about mid-December. That's when I caught that 12-pounder, and then I'll throw it all the way to like mid to late February. So from the month, from about Christmas to the end of February, that's my key time for throwing that Rockcrawler. But like I said, little Spro bait, not sponsored, but if you are looking to pick some up, check out Mackenzie's Bait and Tackle over in Temple, Georgia. They've got a good selection. I was actually in there today, had a ton of stuff, and he was even talking about he's going to order some more. That way he's got a plenty, because right now is the time to be throwing them baits. But like I said, that's a sweet little bait. Go out and get you a cranking rod, some 10-pound line, and go catch some wintertime fish.